Hello world, welcome to DxO. My name is Don. Today I'm going to be processing this image here in DxO Photolab 5. This is one that I took quite a while ago. Went on a trip to Tianao. In fact, the other video that has a wee bit of a dock looking out into a lake was from not too far from this location. This was actually really close to the spot that I was renting, and I was just looking out the window in the morning. It was kind of drizzling and raining a little bit, but I was watching the layers on the mountains just across, and popped out in the drizzle for a little while to see what I could capture, and this is what I've got. And I've been meaning to do a video about this one for a while, but I've been putting it off because I wasn't 100% sure how exactly I wanted to process this. I got it, took the shot, really cool feeling, but then got back to my computer and had some initial sort of dipped my toes in the water, so to speak, trying some different things, and just was never 100% sure that I was where I wanted to be, and I'm still not, but I just decided I'm going to show you where I'm at now, and love to hear in the comments if you have any thoughts or opinions of anything that I should try with this, or what you think of where I've gotten to with it so far. But I really like the layers. But here, let me see, I've done so this is sort of where I'm marching to, and I've made it black and white. You're not going to see much of a shift when I switch over to the original. So this is the original reset. You can see it's really muted tones. That is color. That's not been converted. But it just was so drizzly and gray and whatnot. There's just not a lot of color poking through on that one. So let's go ahead and make a start. Like I said, this is a virtual copy of the other one, and then just with everything reset. So I will attempt to show you how I've gotten to where I am with the other one right now. So I will make a bit more space. We can get rid of this one for now. And I might open this again later, but I'll get rid of this one for now too. Just give lots and lots of space. So what do I think? I think, first of all, actually, let me do a quick maintenance. I'm going to use a little bit of clear view on this one. Not this much. I think too much and it'll take the mood away. But to start with, you can see this was before I cleaned my sensor. And I've even got some spots on the mountain. Your sensor's bad when spots show up on mountains and whatnot. So I'll just have a quick go at those. So I'm going to grab the little repair tool up here. And I probably can get away with, I might zoom in actually. I was going to say I might not bother zooming in, but it's always going to be a little. And you can go about this a couple of different ways. You could just have it a little bit bigger and dab it straight on the one time, but I actually like to have it a little smaller and just do a wee circle around. Not positive it makes a big difference, but it's just where I've gotten to. I've tried it both ways. Nothing else up in that corner. There's one over here on the edge, and this doesn't need to be perfect. I won't bore you with too much. To be honest, if I'm doing something more critical, I have a piece of software in Photoshop called Lumenzia, which is about doing luminosity masks as well as a number of other things. But it has a dust visualizer built into it that is absolutely incredible. You get every last little piece really easy. I would say, having used it, it's even better than the one that's built into Lightroom, to be fair. So, like I said, if something's critical, like if I'm going to print it, I will actually always run it through that. Oh, there's one over here. Just because it's easy enough to miss. Well, yeah, it was good and dirty. Maybe I should have done this part before I started, but it's good to see the whole process. Cool. I will call that good enough, I reckon. So I'll just come back here, grab my hand tool, zoom back out. So again, I've got that clear view cranked right now, and I think probably, at least for now, I'll start it on maybe about 2025-ish. Going to pop on some smart lighting, and I'm going to spot weight that. I know a lot of times the spot weighting is sort of feels focused on faces, but it doesn't have to be. I'm just going to tell it that to center on this bit here, and it's done just a little touch to it there, so that's great. And so just in terms of lighting, now of course that sky I find much too bright for the whole thing. I'm just going to try out and I'll drop this on because it just helps with my perception. Just a straight up old gradient, which actually I shouldn't have started it down there, so I'm going to bring it up here and just have it ease down all that way, maybe to about there, and then bring that down just to even that out, and I will just drop that there. I might change it again later, but oops. So that's just evening that out a little bit, which I think is nice. Awesome. I also want to have a little bit of contrast, not the micro contrast, because I don't want to make these trees chunky. It's overall a really soft image. But I will pop a little bit of this, which just I find a little gentler and goes with sort of more medium details. It doesn't make it quite as crunchy, in my opinion. Maybe just a touch of this too. Nice. So I think that is maybe good for that for right now. In color, well, I know that I'm going to take it black and white. In a couple of ways I could do the black and white, and it'll just give different. There's just a basic black and white toning here, which actually does a pretty nice job, honestly. Yeah, really nice job. I'm gonna hold out my judgment. I might come back to that. But the one I was previously, the one that's on the other one, is in here, and of course this black and white film area you'll only have if you've got Film Pack installed, and it's just defaulted to an ADOX one, but I'm going to try two. I'm going to do a Fuji Neopan, so that's that. A little bit dark in the darks if I keep, that's what's on the other one, and I ended up lifting those. I realized I didn't try an Ilford. Now that's brightening up the brights quite a bit. Let me try that one. And that kind of, yeah, not so much. Kind of feeling like I might be quite happy with that overall. I'm just going to go back. Like I said, I used on the other example that I showed you up front, I used a Neopan Acros. Let me just see how that's different. Well, actually really similar. It's just a little, overall a little bit darker, isn't it? But other than that, really similar. But yeah, I'm actually going to go with that T-Max one. I'm quite enjoying that now. It's small differences. It's not a big thing. And something, if this were a more colorful image, I would also potentially, and again, you have to have Film Pack for this to be showing up here, but I would potentially go through and check to see what kind of changes to sort of contrast I could make by using the channel mixer. But there's so little color in this, it actually doesn't make much difference. I see a little bit of impact if I hit the blues up, but that's just it's obviously there's some maybe blues in the shadows or something, and it just makes it a bit warbly. So this image does not lend itself so much to that sort of adjustment. But lots of times if you're doing black and white, it's a good thing to check on. Nice. So now one thing that I wanted to do that I've done on the other version was I was thinking about, you know, the depth and how it tends to get sort of mistier and lighter as you move your way backwards. And we see, you know, we see this progression, but then there's not a lot of separation between these three, and I wondered if I could impact some separation there. So I'm in local adjustments again. I'll grab a new one. Do a plus symbol. Come back here, grab a control point, and just ping that out. And I'll pop another one there, and just see what. So I'm going to do show mask. And right now it's quite fuzzy, so I'm going to pop over here to this local adjustment space where I can fine-tune this a little bit. And this is not at all about the chroma. In fact, we see very little change if I take that all the way down, or a little bit if you go all the way up. But it's, again, such a you know, monotone-ish image anyway. But this, I should see this happen quite nicely. So just going to bring this up. Nice. And that'll do for me. Oh, I should say too, I just realized I've already put the I've already put the black and white processing on, so you might be thinking, well, of course the chroma is not going to work. I can tell you from my experimentation before, it also doesn't work, but if I've still got it in color. It's just this image is so monotone, it really doesn't make a big difference. Cool. So I think that's probably good enough. You know, it's mostly that. If I wanted to be particular, I could probably ding that on there and get maybe make it a little smaller, get a little of that out of there. But to be honest, I'm not too worried. It's not going to represent a lot of bleed over, in my opinion. So I will put that there. Cool. So I will unshow my masks, and I just thought that I would add a little bit more clear view to this bit that's selected here, which should make it be a little bit more defined. And so there, just a small bit, you see, but that just helps it to separate out from the ones behind a little bit. Just a little. And oh, actually, you know what I should do to see it without, because the graduated filter was going on and off there, which might have also been a bit funny. So if I do it over here with the control point selected, and I do my on and off eyeball here, it should just do the single thing, so you can get a sense for just that what that one adjustment is doing. So not much, but it's just adding. I might take it a touch further. Hey, that's maybe a little subtle. Let me see what I got here. Nice, yeah, I think I like that. So it's just adding a touch more to the dimension is my intention there. And I thought that I would see, just do plus again so that I get a new fresh one. And I'm already on the control point, so I'll ping one here. And you know, these things are awfully similar, but you can do a reasonable mask on them here. Let's see. Let me move that around, see if I can get it better. Maybe bring it in a bit too. Oh, yeah, I've done chroma. I was like, why is that not impacting much? Because I grabbed the wrong one. That'll do it. Yup. So I'll ping that up. I'll make this a bit bigger now that I've figured out what on earth I'm doing wrong. Make that one quite a bit smaller. Just need to take that off so I can remember where the, oh, I actually don't want that far over. Just wanted to remember where the mountain was. Show mask. Awesome. So that's looking great. And again, I'll just ping on a little minus there, little minus there, just to turn it off of these spaces a little bit more. See, because that I could make the equalizer go away, but because it's out, I'm placing them and then shifting them in, because that'll be a little bit easier to do. Nice. Okay, cool. So I'll just try that again. I'll take that off and I'll try my little clear view trick, bring that up a touch. Again, trying to be less than the one in front because I don't want those two things equal. Yeah. Maybe a touch more. Let's see. Nice. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Just providing just a little bit more definition through there, I think. So I will come out of local adjustments. Awesome. Now I know, so I think of it. I know that I'm wanting to crop this in a bunch, but I'm sorry. I want to go to unconstrained. And I'll grab that. I want to, I feel like it looks nicer if I don't start to see the downhill again, if it's still got the potential of going up, so that it's kind of leading in and downwards. Might be being silly, but it feels like an improvement to me. And bring that down. Just take a bit of that sky out because the sky is not, it's not really much in this image. It's mostly about the mountains, but I do like this little subtle wisp of cloud that's going on there, so I'll try to make sure that that stays in mostly. Nice. Just gonna zoom in a little bit. Yeah, lovely. Now, pop back here for a second. I'm actually just I'm curious about how my histogram is going. Nice. I actually want to see if I can maybe lift the mid space. I don't want to take those brighter bits much brighter, but I'd like to take the middles a little bit brighter, so I'm just going to do that. And just going to use this little doober to back me out a little bit. Try that. Yep. Again, the sky is going a little bit brighter. Then I'm going to just bring that down at the top to keep that from going too far. And in fact, I might actually come back to my local adjustments. And that's way up there now because I've cropped it. Just grab that. And maybe just bring that down a smidge more. See how I feel about that. Nice. I think that I am pretty much there. Just going to pop over here. Yeah, this is just on high quality. I'm going to leave it on high quality. Actually, this is an interesting, in general, Deep Prime is absolutely incredible. But looking at the detail in these bits of mountain, I flicked this on before, and let's just get a nice. That's actually not a bad chunk, but I'll come over here, maybe right about there. So if we look in there, and if I put Deep Prime on and we see the preview of the little window, I don't know, it doesn't look quite right to me. It looks a little bit smeary. I could do it and output it and see what I think, but I actually think I just prefer it with a little bit of grain in it, to be fair. Nice. So I think let me come back and do my compare, my before, see how close I came to the last one that I did. So this is the one that I've just done, and this is the one I was trying to hit on. So let's see. So I've actually gone maybe a little higher contrast with the second one, and I think I like it, but I'm really curious. If you're watching this, pop in the comments. I'm really curious. Like I said, I put off doing this video for ages because I wasn't sure where I wanted to go with it. Right now, looking at this, I need to sit on it a little, but I think I like this more. But what do you think? Do you like the one that I have just done now with a little bit more contrast, or the one that I did previously that's gone a little bit softer? So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.